I have previously discussed Bedknobs and Broomsticks, but I've never discussed the soundtrack in isolation. And with the very sad recent passing of Angela Lansbury, believe she was 96, which is a fabulous age. I decided to take the time now to look a little bit more into it and decided to basically just gush about how much I love it. As I've mentioned with all of my music discussions, I'm not musically minded. I haven't got the vocabulary to do a detailed analysis of the score and talk about it from a musician's perspective or a composer's perspective. I am looking at this purely from a film fan perspective and, more importantly, a fan of Bedknobs and Broomsticks. This is one of my all-time favorite films. Not just one of my all-time favorite Disney films. It never fails to impress me, and I think one of the main reasons for that, aside from the fabulous narrative, it's so fun, is the soundtrack, because the songs in this are just stunning. There's a beautiful documentary on, I think, Disney Plus about the Sherman Brothers, Robert and Richard Sherman, who composed a lot of the music for Disney, including the music for Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And I definitely recommend you check out that documentary. Learn more about them, gives you more context for where these songs were coming from. Um, I think they did fantastic, phenomenal work with this. And I'll be honest, the film itself feels younger than 1971, by which I mean it feels older. It feels like it was earlier. But the songs are timeless. And I thought I would just point out some favourites. If you haven't listened to it in a while, these are the ones that I would recommend. As I said, I can't go into too much detail from a composing perspective, but if you are coming from that angle, I'd love to know what you think. So the first song, I'm going in chronological order. These are not necessarily my favourites. I love Eglantine. I think David Tomlinson sings that song so beautifully, and actually, I kind of prefer the reprise. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not, but I think the reprise of Eglantine is slightly better. And Portobello Road. Is there a more memorable song than Portobello Road? Again, sung by David Tomlinson. They're not all sung by David Tomlinson, but definitely his voice is absolutely stunning, and Portobello Road just fits his voice so perfectly. I will leave the next one until last because that is my favourite. But we also have the Beautiful Briny. The whole bobbing along just has stuck in with me so much from childhood, and the scenes that go along with it, the animation is just absolutely stunning. Who wouldn't want to ride their bed underwater in a half animated world? It's such a gorgeous song. The animations and then the scenes that go with it, I just absolutely love. And my all-time favorite, Substitutionary Locomotion. This song is ridiculous. It is so powerful. It is so breathtaking and chilling. When Angela Lansbury, as Eglantine Price, stands there and says Traguna Macoides Tracorum Satis D. Traguna Macoides Tracorum Satis D. And then we hear the metallic clinks and the marching begins, and it is just so stunning and so powerful. And there's a lot that you can analyze into this, given that it's set during the war. There's a kind of army regimental theme to it, um, but of course we have the magic running through it as well, and I absolutely adore it. And that for me is not just my favorite song in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. It's easily one of my all-time favorite Disney songs, one of my favorite songs ever. It just sends chills down my spine. And if I could thank the Sherman Brothers for anything, it would be that. Because I absolutely love it. It's sung primarily by Angela Lansbury, but also David Tomlinson. And I just think it's absolutely stunning. And if you haven't ever heard it for any reason, or if you can't remember it, check out that song. It is gorgeous. The scene that goes with it is stunningly shot, really beautiful. Needless to say, the Bedknobs and Broomsticks soundtrack is one of my all-time favorites, and if you're unfamiliar with it for any reason, including the film, do check it out. I'm pretty confident you will really enjoy it. I always have a lot of fun with it, and the music is definitely at the forefront of that.